So for the past couple days, I've been trying to find the right words to say in regard to reviewing Jurassic Park. This is officially about the 7th time I've hit record now, and all I can really say is it is one of the best films in film history due to its production. It led to so many achievements in visual effects and technology that it really has to be held in regard as one of the best films. And it really is. It's so beautifully crafted. The cast was fantastic. John Williams' score is one of his most iconic he's ever done, probably next to Star Wars. Steven Spielberg did a fantastic job creating everything, as did Stan Winston, ILM, and everybody crafting all of this. And we will be talking about Jurassic Park more when we review the other films, because we'll be comparing them to each other, so that logically makes sense. And I noticed something interesting when it comes to Jurassic Park. It's fairly simple. It's a very simple film when you break it down. It's mainly just a survival horror film by the second act. In the first act, it's just full of wonder and amazement, and then it drastically shifts tone. Not too drastically, like it flows very well, but it just has two different feelings, and there's not a lot of plot points to it. There's only really two. One's where Hammond has to convince a board of directors and a lawyer that his park is safe and can be open, and that quickly goes out the window when the dinosaurs break out and start eating people. And there's also Dennis Nedry, who's trying to steal embryos to get him to, I assume, InGen, who's the big bad in every single Jurassic Park film. But he then gets eaten by the Dilophosaurus, so it really doesn't matter there. That gets resolved, and then it's just survival and escape from the park. It's really simple. Like, if you go to watch it, it just feels so simple, and it kind of like leaves something to be desired for a modern audience viewer such as myself, because you expect so many more plot points nowadays that this film just kind of feels a little empty in that regard. But it's no fault of its own. That actually, I think, makes it a lot better and more fun, you would argue. And I would agree with that. It is a fantastic film. It's super fun. The characters are super likable, especially Ian Malcolm, and I'm excited to see him in The Lost World when we review next week. Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler are great. The kids are great. Richard Attenborough as John Hammond is fantastic, of course. Just everybody does so well. And I gotta say, the dinosaurs, of course, are beautifully crafted. They are just some of the best visual effects you have ever seen in a film, and I think that mainly goes to the puppeteering done by Stan Winston and Phil Tippett. They did fantastic jobs. I will say some of the CGI does not hold up in comparison to today's CGI, especially when you look at it compared to Jurassic World. Some of the CG is very well, like the kitchen raptors. They are amazing CGI, but my problem is they don't really match when you cut back to the puppet raptors. They look a lot more slim compared to the puppets, and while they still look good, they just don't really flow well in that regard. Some of the scenes with the T-Rex's CGI, mainly when it's chasing the Jeep, doesn't hold up that well. The Gallimimus running are kind of lackluster, and it's completely fine that it is, because this was 1993, back when this stuff was really starting to get normalized, and it was beautifully done back then, and it's not too bad and distracting today, unless you're really looking for it. And I will say the puppeteering is the best the franchise has ever had to this day. Even when you look at the trailer for Fallen Kingdom, it doesn't hold a candle compared to the puppeteering and practical effects of the first Jurassic Park film. But we'll address the rest of the franchise's visual effects once we get to their films, and we're just going to wrap it up here and say Jurassic Park is such an important piece of filmmaking in the history of film, and it's just so iconic. It's so beautifully well done, and I look forward to seeing more of the films as we continue the review of the Jurassic franchise. So come back next Friday, and we will be talking about The Lost World Jurassic Park. With that being said, if you enjoyed this review, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and that being said, I hope you have a great day. May the Force be with you, always.